Purpose. You've heard it everywhere, right? It's probably the biggest buzzword in business right now. This idea that companies need to be about more than just making a profit, they need to have a why. And look, it sounds great, it feels good, but does it actually, work? Let's get into it, because a whole lot of people are seriously not convinced. I mean, just take a quick scroll through a place like the sales subreddit. You will find a ton of skepticism, a lot of it aimed right at Simon Sinek and his whole Start With Why movement. You've got professionals, people on the front lines, asking a really fair question: where is the proof? The general vibe is that it's all just motivational fluff with no hard data to back it up.
And that's really the heart of the conflict, isn't it? The complaint is that these big, purpose-driven ideas are built on stories and cherry-picked examples, not on actual rigorous testing. So is purpose just a feel-good story we tell ourselves at company offsites, or is there a cold, hard, profitable logic behind the whole thing?
So to really get to the bottom of this, we're going to put the why under a microscope. And to do that, we need a source that has the kind of rigor those folks on Reddit are asking for. And you might be a little surprised where we found it.
See, we're not going to find our answer in another best-selling business book or some TED Talk. Nope. Instead, we are turning to a formal academic paper from Archive, one that actually built a mathematical model to put this very idea to the test. This is skepticism versus science. Let's see who wins.
So let's break down how this model actually works. It's brilliant, really. It simplifies the incredibly complex world of a workplace down into a few key concepts, just to see how investing in purpose could, mathematically, lead to profit. It all starts with defining our terms.
Okay, first up, the model defines purpose. Now, this isn't some vague, fuzzy feeling. In the model, it's a specific, costly action the company takes. Think paying employees for volunteer days or funding community projects. You can think of it like rain, a constant flow of investment coming down from the firm.
And all that investment, that flow of purpose, well, it fills up a reservoir. The water in that reservoir is what the model calls meaning. It's the worker's feeling of connection and value that builds up over time. It's a stock. And here's the kicker. This stock of meaning makes people more productive.
So how exactly does purpose get turned into meaning? The model points to one key mechanism: socialization effort. This is the time and energy workers spend interacting, collaborating, and building real relationships. And we're not just talking about water cooler chit-chat. This is the engine that actually converts the company's investment into a genuine sense of meaning for the worker. All right, so we have the parts, we've got purpose, we've got meaning, and we've got socialization. Now let's put it all together and see how the model connects them to create what is basically a profit-generating engine. This is where the rubber really meets the road. In this slide, it just lays out the whole causal chain perfectly. Let's just walk through it. It all kicks off on the left when the firm invests in purpose. The model shows this directly encourages workers to put in more socialization effort. As they connect more, their shared sense of meaning grows. That meaning then makes them more productive. And finally, boom, higher productivity leads directly to higher profits for the company. It's a clear, logical path from A to B.
This seems to prove the Start With Why crowd right, doesn't it? But hold on. This is where that mathematical rigor really comes into play. The model doesn't just stop there. It asks a crucial follow-up question. Does this engine always work? Is it a guaranteed surefire path to profit?
And the answer is a resounding no. The model is really clear that the profitability of purpose depends on a few key things. Like, is the company patient enough to wait for those long-term gains? Is employee turnover so high that your stock of meaning is just constantly walking out the door? Is it just too difficult or costly for workers to even interact in the first place? It's not a simple yes or no. It is a calculation. Okay, now let's dive into some of the most surprising, kind of counterintuitive findings from the model. This is where we go beyond that simple framework and get into some really fascinating dynamics.
Get this. This chart shows the relationship between how big a slice of the pie a worker gets and how much the firm invests in purpose. So look at the bar on the left. When the pay share is low, the firm doesn't invest much. Makes sense. But as that share goes up to a medium level, that big bar in the middle, the firm's investment in purpose shoots way up. That's the sweet spot. But then, look what happens on the right. When the pay share gets too high, the firm's investment drops right back down because it's eating too much into the profits that pay for those investments in the first place. It's not a straight line at all. It's an inverted U.
And the model also looked at skill diversity. And what do you know? It found another one of these just right principles. A team where everyone has the exact same skills doesn't perform at its best.
But a team with wildly different skill levels, that also hurts performance. The sweet spot for maximizing everything, meaning purpose, meaning, profit, is an intermediate, kind of Goldilocks level of skill diversity.
So now let's circle all the way back to our original conflict. The model shows that yes, purpose can be profitable, but only under the right conditions. And it also reveals something else, a fundamental, built-in tension between what a company wants and what its employees want. To really see this tension, the model compares a standard, profit-maximizing company to a hypothetical worker-owned one. And the difference is stark. For the standard company, meaning is a tool, right? It's a means to an end to get more productivity. But for the worker-owned firm, meaning is the goal itself. It's something that workers value directly. And that simple difference leads to totally different behaviors. And this fundamental difference creates what the paper calls the purpose gap. It's the space between the amount of purpose a company is willing to invest in to make a profit and the amount of purpose that workers actually want for their own satisfaction and well-being. It's a natural conflict of interest, baked right into the system. So here's the crucial point, and the paper says it perfectly. Even when purpose is profitable, a profit-maximizing firm will almost always underinvest in it from the worker's point of view. Why? Because the firm stops investing the second it stops boosting the bottom line, while workers would always want more because they value meaning for its own sake. Which brings us all the way back to the real world, and one final pretty provocative question. This model gives us a powerful new way to look at things. It suggests that even if purpose can increase profits, that purpose gap we talked about is a natural result of a system where profit is the ultimate goal. It might just be that the level of meaning that is optimal for profit simply isn't what's optimal for people.